Hey guys, Janette Barber, Daily Woodie in the park. It's a nice day. I like the rainy days better because there are fewer people. Because on a nice day, place is packed. And it's loud and everybody's shouting at each other. There's some guy over there, I don't know if you can hear it, but he thinks we'd all like to hear his music. He didn't really ever understand that God, in his wisdom, made earbuds. So, you know, probably he's an atheist. That must be what it is. But, yeah. I've lost track of how many days I've been alone at this point. And you know, even if you think that you're good alone, and I actually am good alone. I'm actually possibly too good alone. I probably need therapy. But even if you're good alone, there's alone and then there's completely alone. Because like as a comic, when I was a comic, yeah, comics are always alone because you book it alone, you travel alone, you're on stage alone, you win alone and you lose alone. You're always alone, but you're not really alone. You know, you fly someplace and there's, you know, the club owner, there's always the other comics. That's, you know, and every time you work with a comic, that's kind of a thing that never ends. Like the other day on the Absinthe Live, Buddy Fitzpatrick showed up and I hadn't seen Buddy in so many, and it doesn't matter. With comics, there's this thing that happens. It doesn't matter how long it's been, you are right there where you were. I met him first time in Syracuse, Working Wise Guys, one of my 3 favorite clubs. And he's hysterical, he's really nice, I like everything about him. Then, I don't know how many, you know, a couple of years later, I'm in Philadelphia. There's a club in South Philly. I'm pretty sure it was a Funny Bone, and you know, you knew it was kind of a rough club. Everybody knows what, you know, like Nick's in Boston. Nick's is a rough room. The comics used to call it Thunderdome. It doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you can't kill in there. It just means you got to really pound and, you know, take no prisoners or they'll kill you. So you knew that Funny Bone was kind of like that, but I'm there, and you know, I think it was like a Tuesday through. It was like a whole week, and everything is going fine. Shows are going really good. You know, I think, ooh, good me. And then the Friday second show. Friday second show is always the worst show of the week. Everybody's exhausted. They really should have stayed home, and they started drinking, I'm pretty sure, at lunch. So it's never a good show. But and I see the MC went down the crapper. The middle, who I don't remember who it was, but he was a good act. Well, he is not doing well, and he won't get off the stage because he's only supposed to do 30 minutes. A headliner does not like it when the people in front of them go way over their time because it's just making your job a lot worse. So, and the MC had gone over trying to get a laugh and it was failing. Then the middle guy, I swear to God, he did like 45 minutes. I was fit to be tied, and he was eating it. But a thing about comics is you watch the other guy go down the toilet, but you think, no, but I can do this. I can do this. So I get on stage and I start. For the first 5 minutes, I've got them, and I'm going, yeah, this is good. Then the room started to break up. People are starting to, you know, talk. There's a lot of conversation going on, which you don't really like. So, you know, you're working harder. And then this whole side of the room, oh, they dropped the checks practically as soon as I got there. When you drop the check, that means people are paying, nobody's paying any attention. This side of the room just stood up and left, and I went, oh, that's never, well, oh. So I sort of started, I'll just do the rest of the room. So I'm just gonna pretend these are the only people in the, oh, you're leaving too now. Okay, that's good. I think you people, here's my, and I'd only done like 30 minutes, you have to do 45. And these people, and finally, I got off at like 35 because I figure I'm just gonna be doing my act to the girl with the carpet sweeper. I mean, that is a horrible feeling. And I come off stage, and Buddy Fitzpatrick is there. Buddy and this other comic whose name I cannot remember, is black guy, really, really nice. I knew him, I just can't remember him now. We go out, and they don't know what's wrong with me. And I just want to kill myself. And at one point, Buddy goes, didn't you know? And I said, no, what are you talking about? He goes, every Friday night, the audience walks out. Every single Friday night, and every single comic. Which made the drunk I put on that night so much better, I will tell you. It was the bomb stories, the stories of you know, to get up here and go, oh, I was in Dayton, I killed. Well, that's not even an interesting story. You know, that's just bragging. But the times that you bomb, and some of them are good. I can claim to fame. I don't know how many people can actually say this, but I bombed on the demilitarized zone of South Korea. Ow. ow. I was working, it was a beer promotion, so everybody was supposed to be drunk. Like, you haven't achieved it unless they're actually drunk. It was, I'd been there a week already, so, and doing military bases. And all the shows had been going pretty good, even the ones where, oh no, that was in Germany, because I did them there too. No, but the shows have been going fine. And then came this particular show. Now, granted, I was dressed like your grandmother's sofa. I had bought this hideous outfit in Itaewon, is the section of Seoul where everybody goes to buy cheap stuff. And I bought this silk floral thing with sleeves like this. I mean, and this was at a point where I was heavy. I looked, so I honestly think that they couldn't even get past how bad I looked. And in stand-up, you have to get them, you got 10 seconds. And if you get them in your first 10 seconds, you have them. If you're in a club in the States and you kind of miss your timing, because it's really all about timing. If you miss your timing a little bit in the first, in those 10 seconds, just, do your job. In 2 or 3 minutes, you've got them back. But if it's a horrible room, it's impossible to get them back. And I couldn't get them back. And I'm trying to do my act, and they hit, and it's all men. They were Rangers. Do you have any idea how big a Ranger is? And then, as I'm desperately trying, while dressed as a sofa, to get the crowd back, a couple of these Rangers started to boo. And then there's another couple of people, I've only been up there 10 minutes this time. Then they're all, and I'm thinking, these men are armed. So I think I'd better and I walk off, and I did. And I cried. Oh my freaking God. And we didn't have a show the next day. Because we were moving to Okinawa. So my entire face is swollen. I am so horrified. And the woman who ran it, the Miller Beer woman, thinks I'm going to quit because I had a really bad set. It's like, what? Comics, don't you understand? If you can't literally be stabbed with a knife, have it twisted, ripped out, and your intestines twirled around your head, you can't do that job. Because I don't care who you are or how big you get. It's always going to happen again. You are never completely safe from a bomb, but it was horrible. And it's really horrible if you can't get on the next night. So the next, but when I got on in Okinawa, I did fine. I did fine. And then when I got on in Guam, the last 2 shows, I got people standing. So you see what I mean? Stand-up is one of those things where, it's hit or miss. But I mean, most of the time, if you don't do well most of the time, you're not a working comic. But most of the one time, oh my God, I shouldn't even tell this, but one time I was working some bar out in Long Island, and it was, and I knew it was the last night. I mean, it was a horrible room, and I knew it was the last night of the club. And I still feel bad about this because my friend Dave LaBarca booked this, and I really messed things up. But I knew it was the last night of the club. I didn't realize that it was going to get this ugly. But I was working with Keith Barney, and I always got along well with Keith. Don't get in the car with him. The gentleman cannot drive. The most terrifying thing that ever happened, including war zones and a pandemic. But we get out there. There's a big square bar, not a full set of teeth in the house, not one shirt that wasn't plaid, and the microphone was in front of the dartboard, which, quite frankly, putting you in front of a target in a room like that. So Keith goes on, and Keith was funny. I always thought he was a good act, and couldn't buy a laugh. And again, I'm thinking, this is going to be hard, but I can do it. So, gets off. And I've got my purse with me. There's no place for the comics. There's not even a comics table. So I'm standing at a mic in front of a dartboard with my purse on the ground because there's nothing else to do. And I do a joke, and the energy, it was like I was physically pushed back. And I tried again, and immediately horrible heckling. And I tried again, and I just stopped. I looked at him. Oh, and the door was right there. A dartboard, microphone, door to the outside. So I'm standing there. I look at them and I go, you know what? I don't need your fucking money that bad. And I picked up my purse and I left, which was bad. It was bad, but I was mad. I was really, really mad. That happened a couple of times. I one time doused somebody with a bucket of ice water in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then they blamed me. But he got up and grabbed me. No. You don't touch the comic. No. I'll kill you if you touch me. And on that note, see you tomorrow.